Good day, sir. I am Wilson P. De La Cruz Jr., BS Criminology 3, Block 4. I am going to recite the definition of terms for prelim period. Writing. There's are five types: normal, unconscious, normal, conscious, consciously disguised, copied, and traced. Normal handwriting can be described as a accession or sequence of habitual movement or habits. Class characteristic which are commonly found among a group, such as a particular writing system, family groupings, foreign language system, or professional group. Unconscious visible expression is nothing but natural writing. There is there there are different movement and writing. They are finger movements, hand movements, forearm movements, whole whole arms movements, and their combination. These move, movements in writing influence the characteristics of handwriting of an individual. Class characteristic: a distinct feature of handwriting common to a particular family or group. Alignment. Alignment is writing as a printing is the relations of successive successive characters of words, signature of lines writing to an actual or imaginary baseline. Angle is an handwriting refers to the position of writing instrumental and the relations to the surface of paper in relations to the baselines of writing. It may also refers to the space between two writing strokes that meet in a point. Character: any letter, numeral, punctual marks, symbol, or ornament. Size: this refers to an length with wide wide and heights of certain characters. A relative size of the handwriting that's equal to 3 mm is a norm. Spaces in handwriting refers to the distance between letters, between words, and between sentences. Connecting stroke: a continual line joining two adjacent letters or words in cursive writing. It can be angular, straight curves, short or wide, space, heavy or thin, third light, shaded or plain. Copybook: the designs of letters fundamental of the writing system learned. Slant, the tilt, slope, lean or angle or inclination of the vertical axis of letters and numeral. The angle of writing relative to the baseline slant can be leftward, vertical, rightward, or variable. Comparability: the questions writings and noun writing embody the same form and character combinations. Connection is an handwriting refers to the combination of writing stroke for two to form letters and words. Line quality: the visible record in the writing stroke of the basic movement and manner of holding writing instrument. It is an derived from the freedom of movement, shading, and pen position. Arrangement: the organization and distribution of writing in the documents, establishing the margins, spacing. cumulative range of vibra- variation, the combination of the all characteristics found within a body of writing. Curves. Curves in handwriting refers to the writing strike made by the points of writing instrument with a continuous change of directions. Deviation. These are normal or usual variation found in repeated writing of an individual's. Dissimilarity. A characteristics in one body of writing which is pictorially or structurally divergent from corresponding characteristics in another body of writing, and which is not necessary outside the range of variation of the writer. Embellishment. These are grace lines, for grace lines, foreish, superficious, stroke useful only for ornamentation and not essential to legibility in writing, which is usually occurs who among who attempt to express some phase of their personalities. Exemplars. Syracuse standards specimens of handwriting of suspects. Standard writing. Any writing that is not a signature as an individual. Forgery. It is committed by any person who, with intent to defraud, sign the name of another or of an fictitious person, knowing that he has no authority to do so, or falsely make or alters, forge, or counterfeits any check, draft, due bill for payment of money or property, or counterfeits of for writing. Form. Form simply means the designs of letters as written. Handwritten. It is an expression of established muscular habits, reaction, or resulting from a fixed patterned mental express of ideas. It is also the visible results of mental and muscular habits acquired through long continued and painstaking efforts of learning imitating, modifying unconsciously certain arbitrary form until it requires quality of characters which unique and individualistic identification, a definite conclusion that the question writing and known writing were written by the same person. Individual characteristic, those which are highly personal or particular letters combination which, when taken together serves to distinguish one's handwriting from other. Accidental characters, a single occurrence of characteristic which is outside the range of variation of the writer. Accidental characteristics are the result of some interference with the normal information of the characteristic. Aberration. The roundness of a surface the roundness of a surface is a result of erasing, rubbing or scratches. Alteration: any change made to the content, the meaning, value, or the face of a document by addition, deletion, erasures, or obliterations. Arcade: an arch-rounded bridge or arms-like stroke often found on the tops of letters such as M, N, and I. Baseline: the real or imaginary line on which the letter reaches the bottom of the lower case letters without the loops and extenders. Crest line: the imaginary line to which the average tops of letters reach. Cross Crossmark: the intersecting of two lines in the form of an X, often used by illiterates as a signature or forms of identification, also used in application forms and elections. Elections must be witnesses to be legal. Cursive writing: a style of writing in which the letters are continuously joined, unlike printing, where the letters are not like or connected. Curve Curve: a blank line without angle or a section of a circle or loop. Diacritic usually refers to the dot above the small letter I, but can I also refers to any accent, brief, serilla, circumflex, or place over, under, before, after, or through a letter. Garland: a connecting stroke between letters resembling a smile or dish-shaped movement similar to a letter U, V, or W. Guided hand: see assisted hand, more control than assisted hand. Hook: an involuntary form made at the beginning or end of a writing stroke. Loop: the close parts of the letters that forms a circle or oval. Letters as a B, K, and I have super loop, while letters such as G, G, J, P, Q, and Y have lower loops or extenders. Line quality: the execution of a line of writing resulting forms a complex combination of speed, smoothness, and rhythm. The line can be skilled or unskilled, smooth, or with Primor. Examiners check for abnormal angles, hesitation, retouching, writing sequence, and breaks. Lower zone: the area of writing below the baseline, containing the lower loops or extended and other writing characteristics. Rubrics: any marks of flourish added to signature. Striation: the inkless line or streak usually made by ballpoint pens. Pen failure: an interruptions in a stroke caused by the failure of the link of the writing instrument to register on the surface of the paper. Thick: a short straight stroke at the beginning or ending of the letters. Watermark: an identifiable translucent design found in paper as a result of the manufacturing process. Natural standard. Handwriting samples that are product of everyday living like shopping notes, checking accounts, voting records, love letters. These standards are more reliable. Original writing. First generation writing, which is not a mechanical chemical reproduction, patching, retouching or going back over a defective portion of a writing. Pen pen left and interruptions in a stroke caused by writing instrument from the paper. This may be done consciously or unconsciously and may be partial or total. Pen pressure. The average force with which the pen contacts paper. Punctuation refers to the period, commas, stress marks, dots, crossing, etc., which are necessary and integral parts of the writing language. Proportion. Proportion in handwriting refers to the size of the individual letters in relation to the whole of writings. Range of variation. The union of all normal usual deviations found between comparable characteristics of any individual's writing. Register standard. Handwriting samples that are writing especially for example purpose. This may be used in conjunction writing, nature standards, or occasionally the only standards available. Rhythm. It is a harmonious recurrence or stress or impulse or emotion of the hands. It is the product of a well coordinated successions of movement impulse that glided smoothly in the execution of the writing stroke. It is the final proof that fixed and qualitative habits in writing movement. Shading. The widening of a ink stroke which may be due to added pressure on a flexible pen point or with the use of another writing instrument. Similarity. A characteristics on common between a questions and known writings. Skills. Proficiency in the art of writing usually attributable to manual dexterity and legibility in handwriting. Slant. The angle or inclination of the axis of the letters relative to the baseline. Standards. Standards which origins are known and can be proven and which can be legally used as exemplars to compare with the questions. Handwriting standards should be relevant, contemporaneous, sufficient, and numbers. Straight line. In handwriting, a straight line refers to a writing stroke made by the point of a writing instrumental without charge of direction. Sufficient quality. That amount of writing required to assist the writing a range of variation based on the content of the question writing. Terminals refers to the ending or finish stroke of letters or words. Trademarks. These are usually handwriting features deliberately done by a special purpose like security features. Tremor or writing weakness portrayed by irregular and shaky stroke. Types of writing refers to hand printed cursive writing or combination thereof and signature. Variation. These are normal or usual deviation found in repeated comparable writing characteristics in an individual. Eliminations. A define a define conclusions that the questions and known writing were not writing by the same. I'm done, sir.